So we're going to start with the most popular Acuras and then we'll move down the list. So we got the 2004 to 2008 Acura TL. That's this beauty right here. And the Android radio available for this one is the Tesla screen. So the Tesla screen's been around for a while. We did a review on it when it first came out. And people love this thing. This is the, I say, most purchased probably aftermarket Android screen because the Acura TL has this beautiful setup where this navigation screen loves to die. You're left with a black screen. Well, it's your navigation drive, but either way, you're left with this big black screen and your radio still works. So you replace the entire thing with a Tesla screen, and now everything is supposed to work. You know, all these have their own quirks. I'm not going to get into issues. We'll cover all that at the end. Just know, like, everything that is Android based is going to have its quirks, so be prepared for that. But that's going to be the Android screen for your Acura TL. If you are thinking, hey, maybe Android screen, maybe not, we do have our complete kit. So this is our website. We have our complete kit, and it gives you the ability to install an aftermarket radio. It's going to look a little bit like this. If you have navigation, it's going to look like this. Your navigation continues to work. So consider that. I know the screen's on there. You get double screen. Tesla screen looks a lot nicer, but it's up to you with what you're gonna go with. But I just wanted to show you. So Tesla screen, probably your number one. Number two is something that just launched for your Acura TL. Right here, this screen replaces the factory navigation screen. So this is what you end up with. So this is what everyone has called and asked us about. Can I put a double DIN up here? How can I change this screen? What can I do about this screen? And finally, they came up with a solution that implements up here. It has its own buttons. As you can see, these aren't the factory buttons, and you get to keep your factory radio. So this is that factory look. I know there's a lot of guys out there who were like, I would never touch my car with an aftermarket radio. That looks cheap, sleazy, blah blah. Here's an option for you. You can go aftermarket radio with a nice touchscreen up here, and it kind of looks factory. Just know if you're having audio issues with your factory radio, your factory amplifier, this won't solve them. This is going to integrate into the factory radio, but I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks kind of like there's a frame and buttons around it, but who knows? Haven't gotten a chance to touch it, but this is something that you can definitely look at. Before I jump into the other ones, I just want to talk about this company right here. It's called Road Navier, whatever you want to call it. So the owner behind this store, her name is Lisa Pang. Lisa is the person who has kind of brought your Acura stuff forward. So gotta give respect where respect's due. This is her personal Instagram, and if you have questions or need help with some of her products, she can definitely help you. We don't sell any of the Android screens I'm showing you. This is all stuff that her company sells from China. So if you have questions or need answers about certain products that I'm showing you, she can help. This is one of the screens she does not sell. She does sell the Tesla screen, but I just wanted to bring that up to you because a lot of people ask. She has not paid me or asked me to do this video. I am doing it because she does help people out, and she has brought our Acura audio stuff forward. Just like there's no one else coming up with these things, so she's taking the time to develop something for you. And whether you enjoy it or not, I gotta give props where props is due. But alright, so if you have a 2004 to 2008 Acura TSX, then here are your Android radio options. So this is the newest one, I believe. This thing is freaking funky with these knobs, but it does have a bigger screen than your other one. And then I'll show you the one that kind of everyone gets. This is another variation of it. But the one that I've seen the most on the TSX is, where's the website? It's going to be this one. So people say this is a no-brainer. Again, not recommending any of these. Have not used most of these personally. So this is at your own risk. I'm just showing you the options because we get this question probably like every day about what options do I have. Can I put a screen here? Can I put a screen here? So there it is. There it is. We do have an option for this as well, but ours installs below the pocket, and not a lot of people want to do that, which I totally understand. It is up to you, but this is how it ends up looking. So this is the radio that goes down here. They do sell the Metra kit, so Metra. So at the end you get like this really old, outdated, bulky design, and people do not like that, which I understand. So picture this versus this, or versus this. This just looks so much better. But so your TSX, you have the Android screens. Here's the other. So you can see this has a little bit of a different design with the knobs. And then the most common one that you're going to see everywhere is this one. And this is from your friend Lisa Pang. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit her up. Now we're moving on to our 2007 to 2013 Acura MDX. and that's going to come with a couple of just screens really. So you have this big screen that everyone loves that goes up here. This works with the vehicles with navigation or without navigation. It integrates into the factory navigation. Here's what everyone wants to know is how does it mount, how does it stick out, and it sticks out past the dash a little bit. That's what it looks like. There's videos on this already on YouTube of some review videos and other stuff, so you can consider this. If that one's too expensive, they have the smaller one. So this one goes up where the screen goes as well. And you can see there's the factory and here's the aftermarket one. So that's your other option for your Android screen. These are good if you want to get CarPlay or Android Auto. You're not going to get any audio upgrades because they still feed into the factory audio system. So we also sell a complete kit for the MDX 07 to 13 with nav or without nav. So if that's what you're looking for, if you want a traditional double din, you still get your screen up here. So you end up with two screens. Here's one of our pictures, but you end up with a screen up here and a screen down here, and you can mirror them. It just takes a lot of knowledge on how to do that, but that's one of your options if you don't feel like this or this will do enough. Here's your second tier of popular cars. It's going to be your 09 to 14 TSX, and for this, of course, you have your Android screens. So if you have navigation, you have this screen. I guess you can put this on the base as well, but the screen goes up there. You get to keep your factory controls. This is your best setup if you have navigation and you just want Apple CarPlay, because you get to keep the climate information right there. You can reroute your backup camera if you want to. You get to keep all your speakers because this feeds audio into the factory system. So this isn't an audio upgrade, it's just a visual upgrade. So you get CarPlay, Android Auto, and it feeds audio right into the factory system. So that's one of your options. Your other option is, where is it? Right here. So this is the most sold radio, I want to say, that people buy, and it does not work for them, unfortunately. So we have to correct a lot of these, and it's usually because these are wired for the Honda Superior, does it say it here, or the Honda Accord. Your TSX is just different enough to cause an issue. So this is very popular. If you have a base, it should be plug and play. Your steering wheel controls might need some tweaking, but you can find our videos on how to fix it. If you have navigation, you want the one that goes up here. There is also a mixed one, where is it? Like this. So you can grab this one as well if you have navigation. But for your TSX, these are the ones that exist. So they're just screens up here, the screen here. So for your TSX, we also have a complete kit, and it works on the cars with navigation or without navigation, and it lets you install a traditional double din. So you end up with something like this. We have a video on how to install it, so if you're looking for that, you can find it here as well. These are one of your options. I feel like the most popular one is this one, and I understand why. It's a good looking unit. It's just a little tricky for, they market it as like truly plug and play, and it gets a little tricky for people, and you can see it, like, it gets super cheap. So like this one's $229, but this one right here is $158. So it's just a trim bezel and a 9-inch Android screen. We're on to the 09 to 14 Acura TL, and it's going to be extremely similar to the TSX. It's going to have a screen option that goes right up here, so the big screen, and then it's going to have a little screen option that goes up there as well. I don't think I have a picture of it, but it'll be like this. Those are your two options for your TL. It's either Android screen, big Android screen like that, or little Android screen up there. They have not made an Android screen that goes here for your TL yet. And then let's check her website to make sure. So that's the MDX one with the big screen. That's the TSX one I was just telling you about. TSX, yep, TSX. TL has this option, and then the option that goes up there. There is nothing that goes here like the TSX. If you have a TL and you want to install a traditional aftermarket radio, so you don't care about the Android screen, or you thought about it and don't want to use the Android screen, we also have a complete kit for the TL, and we have installation videos on both, so you can get an idea of what it looks like in the end. On your TL with our complete kit, you end up with something that looks like this. If you get a 7-inch, that's going to flush mount. If you want a floating screen, you get something that looks like this. So it's up to you. It works on the cars with or without navigation. And here are installation videos and more information if you're looking for. Now we're moving on to your 13 to 22 Acura ILX. So for your ILX, you have the Android radio that is like a Tesla screen. So this right here, this looks like it's on a base, but it could fit other vehicles. If you have questions, you can ask Lisa Pang. She is the person who is selling this. This is right on her website. We're also launching an Acura ILX dash kit, and here's what the radio installation looks like when it's complete. Here's the dash kit and the pricing and everything and the options where you can keep and can't keep, etc. So if you're interested in upgrading your ILX, that's two things you might want to check out. We're moving on to the RL. The RL doesn't have much aftermarket support. We do have accessories to install speakers and some of the harnesses. We have the amp bypass, but everything is digitally controlled, and it's just very tough to upgrade. But there is an Android screen for it. So this is it right here. It's super long. And let me see if I can get you a picture of it inside a car. Do any of them have an actual picture? Here we go. So this is what it looks like when installed. So you get your screen up there and this down here. I don't know if your navigation stays working. I don't know much about this screen at all. I've only seen it in pictures, and I've had one phone call on it. But Acura RL, I know you guys get left out a lot, but this is one of the options available to you, and this is going to work on a 2005 to 13, I think it is. But if you have this dash, you know that it will work for your car. So now we're moving on to your newer models available from Acura. I just think the Integra is missing here. But all of these are either going to come with CarPlay already, or they're going to have a CarPlay module available. So you're no longer really upgrading screens, you're upgrading modules. And this is what the module looks like. So look here, they're showing you on a couple of different Acuras. But basically what is getting installed here, it's this box. And this box intercepts the video and audio from the factory and puts out new video and audio to your screen. There are all kinds of pricing for these all over the internet. So here's one, here's another. This is an actual screen, but these aren't going to be your choices now, really. Like, these screens are available, but they're not going to be what's going to be best. It's going to be those boxes that integrate into the factory that are plug and play as they're advertised, and that's what you're going to look for in your newer Acuras, is these boxes. Now, there's a ton of companies that sell different ones. They're different colors. There are a ton, and you're going to have to really do your own research, but I do want to bring it up to you that if you want to add CarPlay to the screen on your newer MDX, so 16 and up MDX, your RDX 16 and up, all of these shown here, the options are available. I'm grouping them together because there is no real independent units for them. There are these like universal big screens, but most of the time you're going to end up using some sort of CarPlay interface instead. And then if you don't want to do that, you don't want to use a CarPlay interface, you can get one of these CarPlay additional screens. So these are universal, and you can mount it in front of whatever screen you have. So I've seen people in Acuras use these as well, and that's why I wanted to bring them to your attention. Alright guys, I'm pretty sure I covered all the models and the Android screens available. I may have forgotten one or another, so if you think I forgot one, leave it down in the comments. If you're wondering why your Acura was not mentioned, it's probably because there isn't one for it. So there is a universal Android screen that they sell. You can use on any car, and these are like just a big 9-inch screen that you can use on any car. I don't want to ramble on, but I will give you two quick things. Any Android radio is going to have an issue. They're going to reboot. They're going to not connect to Bluetooth. They're going to give you all kinds of issues. And just be prepared for that. Understand that that's what you're signing up for when you're picking one of these Android screens. They're not going to be problem free. You will have audio issues. You will have some sort of issue, and just be prepared for that. Also, it's meant for people who are a little bit technically inclined. These can run applications, so you can run YouTube, Netflix, watch whatever you want, put gauges, but you're going to need to have some sort of technical knowledge. If you've only ever used an iPhone, I feel like coming to Android is going to be not very intuitive, and it will give you issues, so just keep that in mind as well. If you're not an Android power user, then learning these can be a little bit tricky, but if you're just looking for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you're just plugging your phone in and using that interface anyway. So there's a lot of options here, a lot to consider. If you are looking for any of our products, you can find them on our website. So I showed you AliExpress, Alibaba, all their sites. This is our website, and we're going to have speakers, we're going to have amplifiers and subwoofers for almost any car. So all of your Acuras, we're going to have you covered JBL is probably going to be my recommendation to most of you. And you can see we got all the years here. We have all the right connectors and adapters. So even if you have a 2020 ILX, we got you covered. If you have a 2024 TLX, we got you covered. And if you have an older vehicle, so that 2004 to 2008 Acura TL, we got you covered as well. So check out these speakers. They're great. Check out our website. We have a ton of accessories for your Acura if you're looking to make an upgrade.